Johnny, let's talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. The trailer just dropped today, February 4th, 2025.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
From Marvel, Disney Marvel, not someone else. So I think Disney Marvel's reputation has been pretty tanked as of the last 4 years.
Kind of the worst time to be a Fantastic Four movie. I
Yeah.
feel like, your rights were held by somebody who gave you three really bad movies, and then Marvel, Disney wrestles.
I like the first one as a kid.
I do. That's
I haven't.
true.
I haven't gone back as an adult.
I rewatched
admit.
it last year, and it holds up in terms of like campy. Like
Yeah.
it's refreshing because it's not gritty and trying to take itself so seriously. But this is the first. I think as a Fantastic Four fan, like I do like the comics. Grew up reading them. Grew up watching the '90s cartoon. The Thing is like probably my favorite superhero. So that I got skin in the game. Got some rocky skin in the game. But
Orange skin.
yeah, I got some rocky orange skin. But yeah, I do really have a heart for the Fantastic Four. They're just a cool concept in Marvel. They are like the cornerstone to Marvel Comics with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby teaming up, and they are known as the first Marvel's first family. And that's kind of all throughout this trailer. I feel like they laid it on appropriately thick to let you know that's kind of their dynamic. But yeah, without
we'll see how they do it in the film, but in the trailer, it's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and from our perspective as like Christian filmmakers, I'm happy to see a film that's leading so much with family as a thing. That
Not
it's
a ton
about,
of DEI to be seen so
Totally.
far.
Yeah,
You did mention, I didn't see it in the trailer, but that they gender swapped the Silver Surfer.
yes, I can't
So
remember the
there's
actress's
that.
name, but she's from Ozark. She's the blonde, curly-headed girl. And yeah, I mean, they have done a good job hiding any reference to her at all. Like you barely even see Galactus, who's the main big bad guy. And he's an arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four, which is actually a reason why I'm actually not that interested. Not to mention, again, the major reasons being like
It's
DEI,
Disney.
just not understanding fans, maybe even purposely resenting Marvel fans, such as myself, and basically paying the price and just like cranking out garbage. And even to that point, before they were totally Disney owned, I had kind of already been done with the MCU. So that just gives you some perspective with me, because
So that was like around Incredible Hulk, Captain America 1, around that time? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I was in up until the first Avengers, and then I was out, and I was not on the train. I haven't really participated until you and I started working together, and our group of friends just got hardcore into Infinity War and Endgame. And so I caught up. I didn't like watch every movie, but because I know the comics, I'm not totally ignorant. I could probably figure it out. So I got into Endgame, and then I walked away. Like I feel like everything since then has sucked. Like and there's a bunch of video essays popping off right now about what is it, Spider-Man No Way Home,
The third one?
with all three
Far From
Spider-Man
Home.
in it.
I don't remember.
Or Far From Home, whichever one. Like
Yeah.
Go Spider-Man Go Home.
Pretty much.
That it gets worse the more you watch it. And it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Brother, that's the MCU. Like,
Yeah. I think upon first viewing, I knew it sucked. But I think it was kind of like it was during COVID. I think we were being fed a lot of trash. And so it was refreshing in the moment as something
and
that's
you
like,
bit down-
not too woke.
collectively, the royal
Yeah.
you, bit down on the nostalgia bait. But yeah.
Yeah.
I remember leaving the theater and being like, you know what? A lot of this did not make sense.
Yeah.
This is just the state of the MCU. Like this,
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. So it's like
Exactly.
you get to this point, and this is the mother, the derelict, neglected, neglective mother of the MCU, and she's just farting out these kids, and they suck. Like they have attitude problems. They have an axe to grind. They technical level stuff like really sucks. But first blush on the Fantastic Four trailer is, I'm not like, oh man, giddy. Buckle me up. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll go see that.
It's actually it's the best looking thing they've put out in a while. This trailer specifically, not anything else.
Yeah, Not to speak for the film that it's advertising, but the trailer itself.
So
I think
you showed it to me today. You were
Yeah.
like, dude, it dropped. I watched it together really, and I was like, okay, this looks promising. They picked a style. Seems to have a certain feel aesthetically.
I'll take my wife to go see it. I know
thematically.
it'll be
Yeah.
good enough, for my wife and I to enjoy,
Yeah.
probably, like in a not sad boy movie type thing that I usually am known for.
Yeah. This is like another a new season for a TV show.
Yeah.
That's the level of quality we're going for, I think. Where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is a B. That's the expectations I have for this, is a mid B.
The problem is, well, we'll stick the conversation because we could talk about the state of the MCU for a long time.
Yeah,
That it's just like in an ocean of garbage. You got one good bite, not really a promising thing. But I like the 1960s pastiche thing. That it's like The Incredibles, which they pulled Michael Giacchino, the composer,
Yeah.
to do the music. Which the theme, I listened to it several times today, is very good. Fantastic Four. That's cool. Like, that's got a level of camp to it that I actually enjoy. And the trailer took itself seriously. Like, there wasn't really any clapback sarcasm type stuff
Yeah.
that you get from MCU stuff. There really wasn't an obvious
Undercutting itself. Yeah.
like comedic character. Typically the comedy comes between the Thing and the Human Torch, kind of like brotherly, getting under each other's skin.
Yeah.
And so you could definitely detect it. That's probably going to be in there. But again, the music was the most impressive part to me. The music's doing the heavy lifting.
I think it was really impressing that I only recognized Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
I don't really like,
'Cause he's
that
in
a lot of the
everything.
people haven't done a bunch of stuff, the other actors in the main four.
Vanessa Kirby did the Mission Impossible, a couple of them. So I recognized
seen
her,
it.
and then the other guy, the Human Torch.
You said he was
guys-
from The Bear, right? The Thing.
Well, that's the Thing guy. He's from The Bear,
Yeah.
which that was actually my issue. Is like you show him cooking, so you get these people who are like, "Oh, that guy from The Bear." He's got a weird name. I can't remember what it is, but he's in it, and it's like, "Oh, he's cooking. He's cooking." Oh, and it's like, I didn't like The Bear. Okay, ooh, hot take. Number 10 probably. But then you show The Thing, and it's just like, I don't know. I didn't. The CGI didn't look that great. And then they needed to drop his voice a couple of octaves. I
yeah,
feel
he has a high voice for
yeah,
The Thing.
like, just rewatched it before we got on the mic, and
Is it Michael Chiklis, the last one?
Yeah,
or I guess
and then the Thing
the
is
last
just kind
good
of
one.
like this,
Yeah.
And I don't know. That would not be hard to change before the movie comes out. They have a couple months, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that would be something I'd pray that they do if they want to change it. That's like a nitpick, though. I'm not going to give it like a super hardcore.
Need to
thing.
start a campaign like the Sonic movie.
yeah. I mean,
Everyone
that actually
lower
that's
the
true.
voice.
That's history being.
It's way
made
easier
right
to
there.
do.
That's actually a good point. But I don't like Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Just
No,
off the bat.
not a Pedro Pascal guy myself.
Neither am I.
Either.
He's oversaturated.
Yeah, but I think one reason why I'm more hopeful is one, the introduction of Galactus. I think sets up a new phase very well, and another guy to replace Thanos as a big bad who's actually like scary, as opposed to who was the guy, Jonathan Majors.
Kang.
He was Kang. Yeah, I mean, no one really bought into that. This actually is pretty daunting, and seems like an interesting storyline. One thing you were talking with me about earlier was like perhaps that what they're setting up is this is an alternate dimension that Galactus destroys, and so they flee into the dimension that the MCU has been mainly happening in. And so that's
I would hope
that's
that
interesting.
would be the case, because then they could actually lose at the end of this film, and that
Yeah.
would be
And
kinda
Galactus
cool.
doesn't die off,
No,
and
but
that's just like, oh,
my
he's going to
issue
come
with that,
back.
though, is like then he shows up and he's like, I'm gonna eat this planet, and it's like, oh, it's the same plot as the last one. I don't know. I mean, it works.
The Rise
but-
of Silver Surfer or whatever.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, Galactus is, depending on how they do him, it seems like he's going to be small to begin with, which is nice. And then he's just kind of on the planet and doing his thing. He's got a big machine that he uses to help him eat the planets. So it does take time. And he has the Heralds, obviously, and they can fight the Heralds. If they fight Silver Surfer, that's cool. I don't like that Silver Surfer's a woman. Norrin Rad, my boy, he's like one of the coolest characters in all the MCU. One of the most original superheroes ever. And his story is that he laid down his life for his planet and the woman that he loves. And it's like, I don't know, it just
Getting
doesn't
rid of
ring
all
as
that
true
depth.
for it to be some chick to be like, I laid down my life for my husband. I mean, yeah, you can do that. But it just
It doesn't seem like they would.
no,
be
it
honest.
doesn't feel like the the masculine heroic.
Yeah.
Like that is a figure mythologically. They don't understand that and why that would be cool and compelling and tragic. Not to say that again a woman can't lay down her life, but again,
Yeah,
it's,
like if it's for her kids or something, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I think it could work.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
Doesn't
It
seem
just depends
doesn't
how
seem
they spin
promising.
that.
Doesn't
No.
seem like that's the direction they'll go in. But
No, probably not.
there's an avenue they can take if it's not too late.
Yeah,
If you're listening, Disney.
yeah.
You know,
I
we
hope
got
they.
some-
I hope they duped us. I hope they duped us hardcore.
Yeah,
That Galactus isn't really the bad guy. Like he shows
a
up at
bait
the
and
end.
switch
Yeah.
again.
You know,
It's
I mean,
Kang. Kang is back.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's real bait and switch. But yeah, Johnny Storm, that's cool casting. Whatever. He's from Stranger Things. He'll probably do a good job. He played like kind of a outcasty D&D guy. Eddie, what's his face? It's been a while since that season came out. I can't even remember. But yeah, the cast, they seem like if they have enough chemistry, cool. Like I'm willing to overlook some of the Pedro Pascal. In the trailer, though, he kind of sounds autistic. So it's like that's his angle on Reed Richards, where he's like, we have dinner
Every Sunday.
at exactly 7 o'clock on Sunday.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what.
No matter
Seems
what.
like he's doing that as a performance, maybe in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That was my read on it.
I mean, he's clearly performing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you're acting as a bad actor, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're just a bad
and
actor.
The other thing is we never saw Reed use his powers. So in terms of stretching, so they might go like really low on that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that. His intelligence has always been the more interesting aspect to him. But then again, he can kick butt too. Like stretching is a cool power, you know. I don't know. Like
I'm sure
find
they
a
will.
way, Marvel. Find
see
a
why they wouldn't.
freaking way.
Yeah.
Make it cool. But yeah, so I mean, there's really, in terms of mood, in terms of the world, you get like cool looking cars. You get that kind of futuristic 60s
Retro
thing.
future, yeah.
Again, the almost the Incredibles style world. That's great. That stuff is cool. I wish we would have had this 10 years ago. Would have been way more well received, probably. Anyway,
They had to learn. They had to learn the hard way. If this is going to be what we think it is, then
yeah. Well, there's no saving
unfortunately.
this movie at all. There's no saving the Marvel train at all either. Like it is dead. So
You think
that's what's,
so?
I think so. There's the big giant turd of Captain America: Brave New World or whatever it's called.
yeah. That's true.
I keep seeing stuff for
New
that.
World Order,
It looks,
as it's originally going to be called.
That's the original title. It looks so bad.
It does.
looks so bad.
No way it's going to make $1 billion. And
Not in any
Yeah.
alternate universe ever. And so, what is it? Fantastic Four has to like overperform, and I don't think it will. None of them like. It's interesting. Like we looked up the director of Fantastic Four, and he kind of had marched his way through the long.
he did
halls
WandaVision, I think.
Yeah, the MCU, and he directed some of The Boys and some Succession. So he's like prestige TV.
Yeah.
And that I never
Good puppet for Disney, maybe.
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, and I think he co-wrote some of the WandaVision stuff too, which was again kind of pastiche 1950s, 60s TV. So he probably pitched them on this Fantastic Four, and it really worked. So I hope that's cool, but I don't know the guy. I don't. Whereas like Jon Favreau coming into Iron Man, that's what you need.
Someone
you
who's
need-
done enough films.
Yeah,
before.
and it's
he
like
did what? Elf. He did a show, a couple shows.
yeah, he
I
did
think.
Swingers. I mean, he'd been around. He'd done a lot of things, but
Yeah.
the kind of magic of the 2008 Iron Man with RDJ and everything. Like, I don't know. I don't sense that type of thing with this film. This film feels like the last bright stop before the cliff.
It might be. It might be. I don't trust Disney to handle what comes after this well. And
Yeah.
if they're going to try to have so much control over it, if they're leaning in a direction where it's like, hey, we'll let these people exact their vision and have, just a more hands-off approach, I think this could it could turn around. I don't think it's dead completely, but they, almost no room for error basically. So
Yeah. I'm just way more of a cynic at that point. Like, just
Yeah.
I've been off the train for a long time.
I think it's good for what Marvel. I think it could be good for what Marvel films are, which is just a TV show made into a movie.
Yeah.
Just it's a serial thing. It's not going to blow your socks off. It's just funny. You can take your family to see it. That's all
That's
it is.
true.
It's a
That's
fun
true.
family movie.
It's a step
And I think it
above
will be fine at
Mufasa,
that.
a Lion King story.
What was that?
It's a step above Mufasa, a Lion King story.
100%. Yeah.
You know,
I lasted 15 minutes into that film.
Oh, you went and saw it?
Yeah.
No way.
Mufasa. I thought I
Yeah.
told you that. Yeah. We took our two boys. They're 1 and 2 years old.
That's right. Okay.
And my 1-year-old was throwing a fit because he's 1 year old and can't sit still during a feature length film in a movie theater.
That
So I was
sounds
like, I will take him.
self-inflicted
I
at
will.
that point.
I was like, I will step out. I'm not married to watching this film. So
Yeah, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
anyways, I think where would you in the list of Marvel films, which maybe we'll rank later on, we'll see. Where would you rank just based on this trailer? Where do you think it's going to land?
I think it's better than Captain Marvel. It's probably better than definitely the new Captain America. I don't even have to see it.
Yeah.
Probably better. It'll probably be on par with Guardians 3.
Okay. Guardians 3, yeah. I didn't really like
I
Guardians
believe
2. I might put it above
Yeah,
that
maybe
one.
Guardians 2 is a better way to put it.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that movie either. But you look back and it's like, okay, it was serviceable.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a step above serviceable in a lot of areas. But yeah, the CGI is a huge thing for me. Not to say that it needs to be amazing, but it's just the MCU is really known for crappy computer
They-
effects and stuff.
Yeah. They
And,
work their
you know,
VFX team to the bone.
Johnny Storm in this, the Human Torch, like there's a real rubbery kind of model of him like jumping off the building. I don't know. There's like a couple of frames of it where you see it. It's like, oh, that does not look good. Again, the set design and everything though looks awesome. Like the kids with the thing masks and they lift it up. John Malkovich is in it. I don't know who he plays. I didn't even look it up. It's like that's
He's
kinda cool.
Galactus. No.
No, yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be.
But yeah, I think again, if they have like solid acting and a decent story, you're still not breaking $1 billion.
No, not at all. I think it's going to be like they spent like a mid-tier budget and making maybe in like the 9 figures, I would say.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We shall see.
Best of luck, Disney.
Best of luck, Disney. Again, there's more to come. I think there's a longer trailer coming out for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So that's a couple weeks or whatever, or this weekend. I don't know. I don't follow football.
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, but that's basically all I have to say. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot more to be said about the state of things at the moment than there is this film specifically.
Yeah.
Again, they really did hide a good bit of the plot and that kind of stuff. I do think going back to
a
the
good
family
trailer.
thing, they end with the line. It says "Welcome to the family, July 25th." And I think that
Seems to be a key piece.
the key. Yeah,
for
exactly.
it.
And that they are a family. They're Marvel's first family. I like that. I like that a lot. But I'm just so wary. I'm so battered. I'm a battered housewife when it comes to the MCU stuff. It's like, yeah, he's being nice to me right now. I don't know what to make of this.
You're suspicious.
I'm very suspicious.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And I mean, I just think I see She-Hulk twerking in my mind.
Can't get that out. Yeah.
And I can't get that out of my mind, and all the other stuff that you like the other Captain Marvels, the Marvels movie. It's like all of that. It's like what world were we in? I feel like we just woke up a little bit. But the
Snap
production
out of it.
design, I can celebrate lots of little things about this, but as a whole, it's like okay.
Grain of salt. You're tiptoeing in.
I'm tiptoeing,
Ready to
for
run out.
sure. Yeah, I don't know. I may underestimate this film. I'll leave it that much. I'll leave it a little crack in the door.
Okay. Going in low expectations, I think, is key to most films. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
will be doing that.
Yes.